when a fluctuation comes, whatever that fluctuation shows you, whatever that recording is, it's either going to be of the past, something that already happened, or it's going to be an imagination or projection of something that hasn't happened, some potential future. It's only in the gaps that you can actually experience presentness. Okay? So what they say is, even though thought and gaps are prone to this futureness, presentness, then pastness, so forth and so forth, the gaps give you a chance to experience a substratum that is not prone to futureness, presentness, and pastness. Something that is not flowing. The gaps help you recognize that. Not that they themselves are not prone to futureness, pastness, whatever, presentness. They are. But it's only in the gaps where presentness is fully actually experienced. And that gives you a glimpse into some other substratum inside of you that does not move in time. That is consciousness. The substratum that's consciousness, even if you were to go into Niruddha right now and experience consciousness, you would see consciousness never has this futureness about it. It doesn't then move into a presentness and then move into a pastness. This doesn't happen to consciousness. And by the way, I don't know if futureness, presentness, or pastness are words, but this is the best way to describe what Vedvyasji says. Sometimes you have to create words in order to translate correctly. Consciousness doesn't have this thing that happens to it where it's in a future, then it comes to a present, then it goes into a past. Consciousness never gets replaced by something else. It always is. But the only way you're going to recognize this is if your mind is in a niruddha state, the gaps are dominating. Okay? So this is Lakshan Parinam. And this idea of being prone to these 3 times happens to everything. Every single thing is prone to this. Unmanifest future turns to a manifest present and then is continuously turning into an unmanifest past. And that unmanifest past is not just past now, it's done. No. That unmanifest past is now a potential future for something else. This dynamicness of the whole universe is actually the truth of the universe. There is nothing static here. Okay? And in physics, for a long time, Newtonian physics and prior to that described time as a static thing, right? This is the present, that's the future, this is the past. Current modern day physics, especially after Einstein, actually, by realizing what he discovered, realized time actually is not like this. Time is not static points. In fact, the word time, to call it static, feels like an oxymoron. It feels like there's a conundrum there. Today's physics has a problem defining time because the math says something else, but the mind says something else. And what it wants to do is it wants to define it not as the mind perceives time, but actually how time is in nature. And what it actually says today, and what Patanjali would agree with, is it says that all time exists all at once. There really isn't such thing as a future, present, and a past. This doesn't actually exist. However, we as observers in this universe, we have a slice of experience where we have my relative future, present, and past. I have a future, present, and past experience of this whole time that exists everywhere. That's my slice. But another person might have an experience of a future, present, and past that does not match my future, present, and past. It might actually overlap. Right? My current present might be that person's past, or my current present might be that person's future. But that naturally then tends to mean, and this is not evident on small scales, like small time-space scales. This is evident on really big time-space scales. And so the only way to then conclude, hold on, everybody's experiencing a different slice of time, past, future, present, whatever, means that all time has to exist all at once. Otherwise, this is not possible. Okay? So Patanjali is saying the same thing. You experience your futureness, present, and pastness, but that's not actually how it is in the world. That the world is continuously fluctuating. It's doing its own thing, but when you go in and you touch that fluctuation and you experience it, only then do you call it, this is a future, this is a present, this is a past. Right? But every single person's experience or interaction with that transformation is different. Okay. Ultimately, what they're saying in Lakshan Parinam is every single thing in the whole universe is prone to change. Jo upajyo so binas hai paro aaj ke kaal. You must understand, spirituality says, understand this. Everything that has ever birthed will die. Either it's going to happen today or it's going to happen tomorrow. But everything changes. You just need to accept this nature. You need to see this nature. Don't get attached to the consequences of this nature, and then understand also, this is what Buddha's main realization was before he became spiritual. His main realization was that I cannot change disease processes or aging processes. I can't change wrinkling and decaying and aging. This is not changeable, and not just with the body, with everything. So his whole quest was, is there something here in my experience that is not prone to this? Then it's worth living for.